Faith over fear is more than a caption. That's how I survived the market and life. Because when you're called to something greater, the road is not going to be easy. I'm going to be so real in this video. You cannot just pray your way to profits. It doesn't work like that. You can't ask God to bless your trades while you ignore your craft. This is about faith, but also stewardship, surrendering, and discipline. So here are 10 lessons I learned trading with God, and some of these changed my life. Faith without action is nothing. I've known people, and I'm guilty of this too. They pray before a trading session, but still don't study the charts. You can't skip preparation and expect divine intervention. We know over and over and over again, faith without works is dead, but do you really understand what that is saying or what that means? You can believe all you want for God to do something in your life, specifically when it comes to trading, but if you're not putting in the work, if you're not putting in your efforts, if you're not putting in study, if you're not putting in chart hours, if you're not putting in the necessary steps to acquire that knowledge, if you're not investing in yourself, I say you don't believe in yourself. You're not willing to invest in your knowledge. If you're not willing to put money behind your actions, you don't believe in yourself, because your treasure lies where your heart is. And if you can't put your treasure in yourself, how do you believe in yourself? God is not going to bless laziness. He's going to bless the effort aligned with your faith. God won't move the market for you. No matter how much you cry out, the markets will not move just because you're in desperation. The markets honestly don't even know that you exist. You're literally a raindrop in the middle of an ocean. I promise you, that's how the markets look at you. Your money means absolutely nothing to the markets. NQ, US 30, USD It does not care if your rent is due. It does not care if your car note is due. It doesn't care if your electric is about to cut off. It doesn't care if you got a daycare bill you got to take care of. It doesn't care if the phone bill is coming up. It does not care anything about you. Trading is a game of structure, discipline, and patience. It's not begging the market to obey your situation. God builds you through the process, not shortcuts. You don't have to over leverage. The money will come. You don't got to force it. You don't have to flip accounts overnight or take dumb risk. When I stopped trying to get rich quick, that's when I actually started growing for real. Understanding that these wins, they add on top of each other. If you're just consistent with a little bit, it turns into a lot real quick. You don't need that big lump sum, because listen, once you get that big lump sum, you're going to want a bigger lump sum, and you're going to risk that lump sum to get that bigger lump sum. So even if it works for a little bit of time, you're going to continue to over leverage so much that none of those wins ever mattered. But if you're stacking consistently over time, then the losses, they don't mean much to you, because you're so deep in profit through the longevity, through the consistency, through the perseverance of being a responsible trader. It pays off. God's blessings, it doesn't come with burnout. Trading is a tool God gave me. This wasn't random. God gave me the ability to understand this, to create freedom, not just for me, but for others and the people around me. I always tell people that your success sometimes is dependent on other people's success, and their success is dependent on your success. So if you're not walking in your destiny and what God is telling you to do, then at that point, you can be affecting people around you, and they can never come up because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. But me, I seen this as an opportunity, and I wanted to take it, and he blessed me with this tool of trading. So now I'm teaching people around me, as well as inspiring and motivating people not just to trade, but to take risk in other entrepreneur ventures or even other things that God has called them to do. This tool he gave me, it determines whether it's going to build me or it's going to break me. It's my job, it's my responsibility that he gave me to protect that gift and grow it properly. Did you know we're in lesson 5? Fear is a liar. Fear hits you when you're in drawdown. You feel like you're in top of the world when you're a profit, like nothing can stop you. Trust me, because I know this feeling. I know exactly how it feels to be in profit, and you're like, hey, I don't got no worries. Oh, that's about to be due. Oh, bet we about to spend, hey, we about to get a steak today. Bet. Like, when you're making this profit, it feels so good. But when you're in drawdown, that's when fear, doubt, desperation, and anxiety kicks in. Fear comes in when you hesitate to enter, when you second guess your setup. That's not from God. Fear is loud, but faith is quiet confidence. If you're trading and fueled by fear, it's time to check your foundation. Lesson 6, God's delays are not rejections. I thought success had to come fast. And of course, we all want success fast because we want to enjoy the money, the fruits of our labor while we're here on this earth, and not only the good things when it comes to heaven. And yes, God wants you to enjoy the now. He wants you to enjoy this life. But I've learned delay doesn't mean denial. God will test your patience. He will make sure that you're ready for whatever you're asking for. Because what's worse than not getting the blessing is getting it too soon and then losing it because you weren't ready. Pain doesn't cancel your purpose. I've been betrayed. I've been lied on. I lost people, lost opportunities, but none of it stopped what God had for me. In fact, the pain actually prepared me, and it turned me into the person I needed to be for all this to work. Sometimes you need to get crushed before he can hand you what he needs you to carry across a finish line. You have to get beat up. You have to get spat on. Maybe not everybody, but I feel like if you're called for something great, like I said earlier, the journey's going to be hard. Lesson 8 hate prop firms. So prop firms took $300,000 away from me because I was averaging over around $200,000 a month. So they snatched it away from me. They took the funding away because why? We know what prop firms are built upon. They were built upon a lie. Now they have to tell the truth because the CFTC came and started regulating some stuff. But that's a whole video for another day. But in that moment, I had to fully lean on God because I just quit my job, but I did have that savings. But still, at the same time, it doesn't really matter how much money you have. If you're putting your trust in yourself, then at some point you will still feel that anxiety, you'll still feel that fear, you'll still have that doubt. And I started to fear that, and I was starting to see that I was putting more of my trust in the money that I was making than God at that point, and he had to get me right. That's when I had to fully lean on God, not on my skill, not on my money, not on my success, not on my ego, just him. Everyone's not going to get your journey. You can't expect support from people who were never given your vision. They weren't given the eyes that you can see through. I believe God blessed me with the ability to have vision, because not everybody can have vision. Not everybody can set out what they see for themselves and actually chase it. Some folks will laugh, some people will doubt, and 100% even family. But if God showed you the future, stop asking people to co-sign it. Put that on a t-shirt. Finally, lesson 10. Peace is the real profit. You think money will give you peace? 100% no. Peace is being in drawdown and not flinching. Peace is trusting your edge and knowing that God got you, win or lose. I've made more money than I ever thought I would, but it's the peace that keeps me going, not the payouts, not the withdrawals. God is the real strategy. I got tools, signals, AI bots, funded accounts, all that. But none of that matters if I'm not in line with the one who gave me all that in the first place. So if you're trying to build real wealth, real freedom with purpose, click the link in the below, see how you can work with me one-on-one, fill out the application, book a Zoom call with me. We'll see where you're at, see where you want to go, and see how we can get you there. Also, don't be afraid to hit me up on Instagram. And remember, faith over fear every single time.